Something happened recently with Need for Speed, and we need to talk about it. This is my plea to EA. Please, EA, break the content cycle with your games. Please. Let's go. Welcome to the Militia Gaming Community. I'm Trigger, and I think I need to add a little bit of context to what I just said in the intro, and that is that Need for Speed dropped an update just a day ago for Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, and it's kind of a lackluster update if you ask me. I know a few people are very excited about it because it did have some bug fixes in it, and it also released a brand new feature that wasn't even in the game in 2010 when Hot Pursuit first came out, and that is a rap editor, which is great. It's all fine and dandy, and I'm happy for all those people that are excited about that feature. However, no one asked for this. Also, they gift wrapped it and put it in this nice little package and said, look guys, an update. And look guys, a feature that wasn't in the original game. Well, whoop-de-doo, EA, you updated a game that you already updated and remastered. Come on, man. It's been 3 months since the game came out. There's so many bugs in the game. There's traffic spawning randomly. There's desynced traffic, meaning if you're on Xbox and I'm on PlayStation, there's a chance that our traffic patterns will be completely different, making it almost impossible to be competitive. I mean, there are so many things wrong with this game. Xbox still has crashes sometimes. When you go into career mode, you can crash. Now, this update claims to have fixed some of that, but not all of it. So why introduce a brand new feature that was never in the game in the beginning, unless your plan is to abandon that game and you just wanted to give us players something a little bit to chew on so that we can't yell at you for not giving anything to the game and just abandoning it like you did in Need for Speed Heat. And speaking of Need for Speed Heat, look at what the content release or the update release cycle is. They put out this update at the end of February. The game came out in November. Need for Speed Heat came out in November. Guess what? 3 months in, they put out an update, and it was not very good. It had 2 cars in it. That's it. 2 cars. They basically gave up on Need for Speed Heat after that update that was just 3 months into its cycle. And only because EA is pushing cross-platform across all of their titles did they add cross-platform to Need for Speed Heat. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that Need for Speed Heat has cross-platform. However, it doesn't even work that well. Xbox players and some PC players can't play together. When you load into the lobby, it kicks the Xbox players out. It's not even good. Why did they release it if it wasn't ready? And that begs the next question, which is, why did they abandon the game in the first place? There is a ton of new players. I get a message every single day, if not twice a day, from new players that said, we just picked up the game and thank you so much for your videos. You're the only one still making fresh content for the game. They gave up on it and I didn't. I like Need for Speed Heat. I just wish they would have added more to it. Now, obviously, it's a little too late for Need for Speed Heat. And honestly, it's probably a little too late for Hot Pursuit Remastered because that game didn't sell as well as Heat did. There are still people playing Heat to this day, still people discovering Heat to this day, and they could have been updating and fixing bugs and putting in fresh content, adding PvP. They could have done all of this stuff for Need for Speed Heat this year, and they didn't. They didn't do it. And there's really no excuse for it. And not to mention, EA is gobbling up racing game studios left and right. Why do that? Why acquire these studios with all of these different racing game titles in it if you weren't going to put any support behind these games? Like, what's going to happen to Dirt 5? What's going to happen to Project Cars 3? Or if they do a Project Cars 4, what will happen to that? Who knows? But what I'm really concerned about is this content release schedule of release it in November because that's Q4, that's when everybody sells a lot of video games for Christmas, and then we leave it alone for 3 months, even though it's broken, and then release a half-assed content update with minor bug fixes 3 months later, and then never touch the game again. I just can't stand it. I'm begging you, EA, please don't do this with Need for Speed 2021. We have a game that we think is going to be releasing in November of this year. My hunch is that it will release broken and they won't fix it right away. And then they're going to give us a half-baked content release. And then that's it. I'm really sorry. I feel like this video is a little too negative, and I'm a really optimistic person at heart. It's the reason why I kept playing Heat. It's the reason why I kept making content for Heat, because I was optimistic that there were still going to be players out there, still people playing that could use the help from my videos. And I was right. There's a lot of people that keep coming into the channel, keep subscribing, and keep sending me messages every single day about how they just found Need for Speed Heat and my content. So that being said, I'm still starting to lose hope that EA is going to break this cycle. Like, they just keep doing it from game to game. Release 3 months later, content drop that's kind of and then abandon the game. Please, let's not do that with Need for Speed 2021. All right, guys. Like I said, I don't want to be too negative, but I do want to get your opinion, because your opinion matters, and hopefully someone at EA sees this and is listening. You guys, give me those comments. Send me a comment with your thoughts and concerns, or if you're hopeful or optimistic about the next game. Do you think that they're going to break this cycle? Are they going to support the game for longer than 3 to 6 months? Or do you think they're just going to keep doing the same thing they always do and abandon their game shortly after it releases? Do you think it'll release broken? Or do you think it'll release in a solid state? All right, that's it for this one, guys. I know it was a little bit of a ranty video. I apologize for that. It's not really my style, but I'm trying something a little bit new. This was a thought that I had in my head, and I was very frustrated by the support that they've given their games lately, and I think this content release just kind of was the straw that broke the camel's back here. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thank you. Shout out to all the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.